Hi guys, today is lamp day. We are going to turn these items and then some other items farther in the video into electric lamps. I'm going to start with this old kerosene lantern, and as with all of the items, I'm going to clean it really well. I'm going to disassemble it, get the parts out that I need. I'm going to take that glass in and wash it inside the house. And once I get everything all cleaned up, I give it a couple coats of matte clear just to seal it in so that you can now wipe it off without having that rust. What I'm using today is a pendant light kit. So in other words, made to hang, but I am using it here. I've had to cut off the socket to allow room to feed that wire in through the bottom of my lantern. And if you guys are interested in a tutorial, specifically more detailed, slower instructional video on using lamp kits, let me know in the comments. One of my favorite things to do is make lamps out of different items, and I would love to do that. But here, I'm just really hoping more to inspire you to think differently when you're out thrifting, yard selling, whatever, and think about ways to repurpose items. So again, these lamp kits are really easy. I'm just putting my wire on where the screws are built in and then putting it back together and making sure that it's going to fit through the bottom there of the cage that holds the glass. I did cut out the center part where the wick went up to allow for more room for this pendant light. These are perfect because it has the part that screws on, and then you put whatever your piece is, and then you put the top on to screw it tightly and hold it in there. You can use these pendant lights to make all kinds of different things. Strainers into a kitchen light, a teapot into a kitchen light, you know, anything that you can put a hole through and feed it. So I'm going to put this back together. One of the things you didn't see when I took it apart is kerosene lanterns like this, even the battery operated ones now, they have a lever that lifts it, and that's going to be how I get the glass in, as well as how you change the light bulb in the future. So it's really important that I get those tabs lined up. I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to fold them down and make sure everything is snug, put the glass in, add the bulb, and voila. So our next up is we have a brass torch. I'm going to remove all the parts, get them out of the way so that I can begin to work on this. I do add in that big knob back in the end, but what I'm going to use today is a little switch lamp. It would be like you would add into the back of one of the blow molds or a little pumpkin or something, and it has that on-off switch. So I decide there is the perfect place to open that up and cut my wire. So I did actually drill that out and make it bigger so that my wire would fit through comfortably. But I poke that through, and then I'm going to hide where I split the wire back inside that switch so that you can see nothing after it's finished. Full disclosure, we did actually end up taking it back apart and drilling a hole in the top of the brass torch and down at the bottom to better suit the wire, because I didn't really like the way it looked with the wire just coming straight out the back. But I didn't film that, but same idea. Once we did that, then we just hooked this back together. There was no way to remove the socket to be able to do it, so that's why we did it there in the switch. So add the light bulb, and now we have our flaming torch. Love the way that one turned out. So the next item up is this awesome stainless thermos. It was terribly corroded. I could not get that off. I had to work with chisel and screwdriver and break enough of it out that I could pull that off. I went ahead and drilled the hole in the back. That's where my cord will come out. It'll have a little piece of plastic there to better cover that hole. But anyway, then I have to work on getting it's the aluminum threads that the cap went on that is completely corroded. So we have to get that off of there, which then means I'll have to seal and glue the red cap that you see that I've already drilled the hole in for my lamp. And I'll have to glue that back on because we won't be able to screw it on because that is way too far gone. But I took some water and some 600 grit sandpaper because this had just kind of a really rough feel where it was like it was starting to go bad on the outside. So I did that to the entire thing, wiped it off, and it gave it back that beautiful shine and cleaned up all those little rough spaces there. So here I just put it all back together, put my lamp socket back on top, and I'm waiting for my lampshade to come in the mail, but I will post some pictures when this is completely finished. So make sure to check out my Instagram and my Facebook page. So next, I didn't take a video of this, but these are the next items that I turned into. Lamps. These are battery operated and they're made to go inside mason jars. I will put the kit down in the description. But I picked up these jars and also at a different, but also the pulley at an auction and put them together. So our last lamp for the video is this awesome glass washboard and a metal washboard. They're the same size. I didn't actually get them at the same time. Again, these are some of my auction finds, but I thought they would make a wonderful desk lamp. And when I'm cleaning this out, it actually has fabric fibers down in there, and I thought that was so cute. But I gave it a good clear coat just to make sure, again, that metal does not continue to rust or make things dirty. So that was the original pieces of wood that I had cut out, and they were so warped that we ended up cutting out some new pieces made from an old pallet. So after drilling some pilot holes, then we screwed this together and made sure that it was going to fit really well down in there. And so we put it in there, put the metal one on, and just kind of testing everything, making sure it's going to stand up on its own, making sure the legs are even. There were some places where the feet needed a little bit of trimming, so it's not in this video, but we did take it over to the table saw and cut the feet off, make sure they were all exactly the same length and in a little bit better shape down there. So everything's perfect. It's ready to put together for real. So we go ahead and screw in the sides. So this piece is actually hooked to this board now, and now we're going to build the lamp. And again, really simple to put a lamp together. Added the bulb, checked it out. Once we knew that we had light, we went ahead and screwed the top one on and completely finished it. And here is our reveals. I hope that you like these items. They will be for sale on my website, but I hope that more importantly, you will also look when you're thrifting and find new ways to repurpose items. So thank you.